everyone, I am Niharika and welcome back to a new lesson. Well, in today's lesson, we are going to look at words ending with ed. Okay, now there are so many people that I come across who end up making this mistake. They pronounce words ending with ed in a very weird way. So I don't want my students to do this mistake, and that's what brings me to this lesson today. So we are going to look at words ending with ed and how one should pronounce it correctly. Now remember, the past simple tense and the past participle of all the regular verbs end with ed. Okay, for example, if wash is the regular verb, then washed will be the past simple and washed will be past participle. Okay? But the question is that how one should pronounce the ed at the end of these words. Well, the answer is that there are 3 ways of pronouncing it. Really? There are 3 ways for the same letters? Well, it's English. So we are going to look at the 3 ways of pronouncing the letters ed, which comes at the end of the words. So first we're going to look at the very simple sound, which is id, well, pronounced as id. Okay? Now the words that end with t or d, but specifically the words that end with the sound of t and d, well, it should be, the correct pronunciation would be id. Like for example, started. Now start, the verb start ends with t, right? So the ending sound is t, the t sound, and therefore it should be pronounced, if you add the ed to it, then it should be pronounced as started. Okay, so this would be the correct pronunciation. So started, ended, wanted, decided, admitted. Okay? Now, if you look at the verb decide, okay, as I mentioned, that do not look at the letters but concentrate on the sound. Now, even though the word decide ends with the letter e, well, we do not pronounce it as decide, right? The last sound that comes is the d sound, the d sound, right? That's exactly the reason why we pronounce it as decided, okay? We end up using the id sound, okay? So, hope this is clear to you. The words that end with the sound of t and d, well, the correct way to pronounce the ed would be id, okay? So, started, ended, wanted, decided, admitted, right? Now, let's look at the other sound, which is the t sound. Now, this is pretty interesting. Now, the words which are unvoiced, okay, like the ending sound goes unvoiced, well, you pronounce the ed as t. For example, stopped. Okay, now you're not going to say stopped. Now, there are people who do pronounce it as stopped, and that's a huge blunder. Okay, so please do not do that mistake. Do not make that mistake, I'm sorry. So it would be stopped. Okay, it has to end with the t sound. Stopped, laughed, kissed, watched, washed, and liked. Now make sure that the sounds p, the sound f, okay, though it's spelled as gh, but the sound is laugh. Okay, the ending sound is the f sound. Kissed, watched, washed, liked. Okay, so the unvoiced sounds are p, f, s, ch, sh, and k. Okay, so I'll just write it here. P, f, s, so the words ending with these sounds, well, the correct way of pronouncing ed would be t. Okay, so stopped, laughed, kissed, watched, washed, liked. Okay, simple? Now let's have a look at the last sound here. That is the d sound. Now all other words, okay, ending with different sounds, well, the correct pronunciation of ed would be the D sound. So it's going to be allowed, cried, imagined, enjoyed, and cleaned. Okay, that's pretty simple. So the only thing that you need to keep in mind is that there are 3 ways to pronounce the ed at the end of the words. Well, the first one is the id sound, the id sound, okay, which is only applicable for the words that end with the sound of T and D. The second one is if the words end with an unvoiced sound, that's P, F, S, CH, SH, and K, then the pronunciation of ed at the end of the words would be the T sound, okay? And then the last one, well, the most simple one, well, it's for all other words, okay, for the voiced. In fact, especially what you can do is when you are a little confused about the pronunciation and you do not remember this, then what you can do is you can feel it. Touch your throat, and if you feel the vibration, if you feel the voice right here, then the pronunciation will be D. Okay, so it's going to be allowed, cried, imagined, enjoyed, cleaned. Okay, it's going to be the D sound. Right, so hope this is clear to you, and the next time you are pronouncing ed at the end of the words, you know how to pronounce it correctly. Right? I'll be back with a new lesson soon. Till then, you take care and have a great day.